This isn't like any other Ghostface.
Hello.
Let's play a game.
Welcome to Movie World, where we review movies, shows, and everything that we love. We have finally made it to the last movie in this movie review series. We are going to review Scream 6. Well, the last movie for now. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Scream 7 because Scream 6 made 169 million, making it the highest grossing movie in all of the Scream franchise. When a movie brings in money like that, I'm pretty sure we're going to get another movie. So look out for Scream 7 in the future. But for now, we're going to review Scream 6. As always, there are no spoilers in this movie review. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this movie review. The survivors of the Ghostface murders leave Woodsboro for a fresh start in New York City for college. However, the nightmare continues as Ghostface has somehow followed them to New York. They are now in the fight for their lives as Ghostface embarks on a new killing spree. But this time, it's a new city with new rules. That's a brief summary of the movie. Now let's get into the pros and cons of this movie. All right, let's get into the pros of this movie. Number one, I will say this one is probably one of the scariest Scream movies yet. And what I mean by that, I feel like the killings were a bit more brutal. I mean, that opening scene, when I saw it in theaters, it kind of gave me chills. It's kind of weird because when I rewatched it again at home, it wasn't as scary as it was when I saw it in the movie theater. So I have to say it is something about seeing scream movies and scary movies in general in a huge dark movie theater that just makes it just a little bit more scary. I feel like there were some scenes that were very intense. It brought back that old west style of intensity. Like there was that one scene where they were on the ladder. Ghostface was coming at them, and there was a point where you're kind of like, are they gonna make it? Are they gonna make it over this ladder and get to safety? So I feel like this movie had some really good scenes like that. I know that the Scream franchise gets a lot of bad rap for not being the scariest of the slasher movies, but I will say that they did a good job when it came to the scary factor in this movie. One other pro is I like the fact that they brought Kirby back. If I talk about bringing back old characters, then I'm gonna have to talk about how one of our main legacy characters was not in this movie, and that had a lot to do with the fact I think they couldn't get to a negotiation on salary. But I will say this, even though one of our main legacy characters wasn't in this movie, they played it off very well, and they still left it open to maybe bring this character back in the future, which I do hope they do bring this character back in the future because they're such a main staple in the franchise. So the first con is the unrealistic survivors. And it's actually something that I noticed in the prior Scream, but when I watched this movie and people got stabbed multiple times and they still survived, it's just a bit too much. I could see someone getting stabbed like once or twice, but to be stabbed by more than one person and still survive, it just felt like they're kind of afraid to kill people off. I personally felt that Randy from the first Scream, he was gone way too soon, in the second movie. So I get why they don't want to kill people off, but when you have these really unrealistic survivors getting stabbed multiple times and surviving, it's just not a good look. And Scream already has kind of a, like I said, a bad rap because, it's not always the scariest. And then sometimes Ghostface doesn't always match up, like the size and the height doesn't always match up with the reveal. So now you're going to add in to it unrealistic survivors. Like I said, it's not a good look. And as Jill would say from Scream 4, it's just silly. The second con is too much calling out the killer. What I mean by that is there's too much of, no, you did it. No, you're the killer. No, you're the killer. I personally did not like that. It was done in such a way that it left nothing to the imagination. One of the great things about Scream 1 is that my favorite character, Randy, he said the rules, he called some things out, and then he left it alone. If you're coming to Scream 6, I'm pretty sure this is not your first movie, all right? Let me repeat that again. If you are watching Scream 6, this is not your first rodeo. You're probably a huge fan, so you already know the rules and you already probably know every single pattern. So calling out every single play by play, this is the rules. No, you're the killer. They got to stop that. You know what I mean? Scream 7, call it out one time, bring some speculation, and let it go. Let us figure out who the killer is. All right, and the last con is the final reveal. This movie was so promising. Like I said, I had a lot of pros for this movie, right? But the reveal was so disappointing. It was only disappointing because they kept saying in the promos, when the Ghostface, he kept saying, I'm something different. This is something different. And then when they did the reveal, it was another recycle. This franchise is a great franchise, like I've said before. But the whole recycling stuff is just not good for this franchise. And in Scream 7, they've got to really shake things up. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they're going to turn people off on this franchise because no one wants to go to see a Scream movie and keep getting recycled certain things over and over again. It just doesn't work like that. Okay, I rate this movie, Scream 6, a 9 out of 10. Unfortunately, this movie had so much potential. It was in a new city, it had new rules, and Ghostface kept saying, I'm something different. But when the reveal came, here we go again. So this movie is going to be given a 9 out of 10, a 90%. A lot of good things in this movie, but unfortunately, the reveal was a letdown. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Have a movie magic day and take care.